Rix, top 6, party time, excellent. So here's the plan for today. We're gonna do the top 6 must-dos when visiting Animal Kingdom. Well, actually, it's gonna be more of my favorite things at Animal Kingdom. These are like, when I come to Animal Kingdom, these are the top 6 things I like to do here. Coming in at number 6 on the list, the any flavor float. Now this is pretty odd. It's not often I start a list like this with a treat, but when I come here, this is what I like to do. I like to get this any flavor float. Now of course there's root beer, but any of the soda offerings they have here, you can turn into a float, and I always like to get the orange Fanta float. Now this is located kind of by the, you know where they hang all the backpacks? Just to the right of that, and to the left of the Thirsty River bar, you're gonna find this little like food truck. I don't even know if it has a name, but this is where we're gonna get any flavor floats. Let's check it out. So there we go, my orange Fanta float. Who remembers ice cream trucks? I remember ice cream trucks. In particular, they used to have like this orange creamsicle ice cream bar. That's why I like to get this orange Fanta float. Reminds me of that. And while it is a bit unconventional to start a list with a treat, also not a bad idea. So there you go, a look at number 6. One of my favorite things to do here, the orange Fanta float. Let's move on to number 5, which, crazy enough, is another food item. So for item number 5, we're moving into Pandora here. We're gonna visit the Canteen. Now, it's not often that I sit at home craving theme park food, but this little quick service spot is a real gem here at Animal Kingdom. This is one of the only spots I sit home in my living room saying, gosh, I wish I could have this. It's one of these bowls they have. It is like the slow roasted beef bowl. It is amazing. Let's go in here and get a taste. So there you have it, item number 5 on today's list, having a meal at this Canteen. Now let me describe how this works. You get to choose a protein. I choose the slow roasted grilled beef. There's also chicken and fish, and get a combo as well. And then you choose your base. I go with the black beans and rice. And then your sauce. The black bean vinaigrette is to die for, people. That is what makes it. I love this meal so much. Like I said, this is the only one where I'll be sitting in my house wanting to go eat. No other place really at a theme park where I sit like that and I'm like, oh, I need to go to a theme park just for the food. The Canteen, that's the one. So one thing I will recommend is to use the mobile order app to mobile order your food from here. I didn't do it today. I got in the standby line because Nikki's not here. She usually handles all this for me. I am useless without her. Well, now that we've had a treat and now that we've had a meal, let's move on. Let's go hit up some rides and maybe a water ride. Nikki's not here. Ha ha. Item number 4 on today's countdown. As we listen to the monkeys in the background, I think they agree on this. It's going to be the Calais River Rapids. I don't have Nikki with me. It's my countdown. I'm putting it on the list. Let's go hit it up. Yeah, just listen to these monkeys. I think they agree on this. Or maybe they're disappointed it's so low. I can't tell. Well, now that we have our first ride out of the way, we're going to be unstoppable. We're moving on to the top half of the list, which is going to be my top 3 rides at Animal Kingdom. Let's hit them up right now. Number 3 on our countdown, Kilimanjaro Safari. Now, you can ride rides and roller coasters at any theme park, but I tell you what, you are not going to get this type of safari experience at too many theme parks around the world. This is a very unique experience, and one for which I have a fast pass, so let's go hit it up right now. Now, they say the best time to do this ride is in the early morning or in the early afternoon. That is because of the Florida heat, and with those times the animals are more likely to be out because it's not so hot.
Noises. Talking amongst yourselves at a regular indoor speaking level is a-okay. Do get excited about the animals, they're pretty awesome. I'm gonna pull forward and pause just because I know some of you in the back can't see quite just yet. Now, black rhinos, unfortunately, are critically endangered creatures. There are less than 5,000 of them remaining in the entire world. Actually, the Greek word for water horse. So, most of the time, these water horses will spend their days in the water. They can remain fully submerged for up to 8 minutes without taking a breath of air. And they each eat about 90 pounds of vegetation. Now, giraffe can grow to be up to 20 feet tall. And they spend a majority of their days, about 18 hours eating. Meanwhile, they will only spend about 30 minutes a day sleeping. Now, we are going to assume that that elephant towards the right is probably a male elephant. Goes right in the middle, so we kind of get the best of both worlds. But we can tell that it's a male just because he's all by himself. Males will typically leave their herds earlier on in life at about 13 to 14 years old. You know what, I think we're going to have to take the old service bridge. But, you know what, fingers crossed, it should probably lead us somewhere pretty cool. That sounds great. Oh, they've added new zip ties. Everyone, lean to the right. Lean to the right. Are we good? We're going. Now, this is a pretty typical sight to see of lions at this time of day. The second female lioness is actually hiding in between the two taller rocks, more towards the left side. They are nocturnal creatures though, and they tend to remain pretty inactive, about 18 to 20 hours out of the day. Most active in the middle 4 hours of night. Now, contrary to popular belief, it is actually the female lioness who will do a majority of the hunting for the pride. Well, 9 times out of 10. So there we go. That was some highlights of my safari trip today. It was pretty good. I mean, I have had better. I think the issue today was I was on the far right-hand side of the bus, and everything that was cool was on the left side of the bus. She was like, oh, over here to the left, you'll see these awesome things. Over here to the right, you'll see some birds. So I think that's the only issue, but I will advise, and they always say that your best safari is going to be either in the early morning or in the early evening. That's due to the heat. But also, ooh, I almost forgot, we did see some lions, and anytime you see some lions on a safari, it's a good safari. So out of Africa into Asia, as the number 2 item on our list is in Asia, one of my favorites, Expedition Everest. You guys know I love roller coasters. A roller coaster had to be on the top half of this list, so we're going to hit up Expedition Everest right now. Now, I don't have a fast pass for Everest, but every time I come here, I just hop in the single riders line, even if we're together with Nikki. Single riders is usually a pretty short wait regardless of when you come here. So there we go, guys, just getting off Everest. As you hear it go by, just got off Everest.
And I have to say my favorite part of that ride is the backwards part where you drop backwards through the dark and then kind of spin around. My favorite part of the ride. Also, single riders. If you don't want to wait, you can't get a fast pass, you don't want to wait and stand by, single riders isn't too bad most of the time. Well, in fact, the single rider wait time said 30 minutes, but it only took 10 for single rider. Okay guys, before we get to item number 1 on today's list, let's talk about the honorable mentions, and we're making our way over to one now, Dinosaur. So earlier this morning, Everest was down, and if that ever happens, Dinosaur is a fun ride. It's a good substitute if Everest is ever down when you're here. And I should mention there are some shows. Now, I'm not a big shows guy, but the highest rated show on Disney property is this Lion King show they have here at Animal Kingdom. So if you want to see the #1 rated show, at least by guest ratings, that is offered in all of the Disney World resorts, then this is the show you want to hit up. Festival of the Lion King. And without further ado, item number 1 on today's list, the top 6 things must-dos at Animal Kingdom. Number 1 is visit Pandora and ride one of the rides. Now I say one of the rides is because it's hard to get a fast pass and the wait lines are really long for a Flight of Passage. So if you can't do that, the next best thing is what I'm going to do. I have a fast pass for the Navi River ride. Let's go hit it up. So there you guys go. I just got off the Navi River ride, showing you guys some highlights of that. And I do have to say, I think that is the most beautiful Disney boat ride they have ever created. The people behind me were new, never rode it before. They were in awe of everything they were seeing. Great job, Disney. I mean, now of the 2 rides, I would recommend Flight of Passage to be your #1 choice, but this is a good choice as well. But if it's between waiting 80 minutes for Flight of Passage or 70 minutes for the Navi River ride, I would say wait the 80 minutes for the Flight of Passage. But this is a good second option, and it is easier to get fast passes for the Navi River ride. The Flight of Passage, that truly is the #1 thing to do here. But what can you do? I tried for like over an hour hitting that refresh button to try to get a fast pass for it, just couldn't do it. And the wait time right now is 80 minutes. I don't have that kind of time. I'm heading out to Halloween Horror Nights tonight. Okay guys, that's going to do it for today's top 6. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you like this video, do me a favor, give us a thumbs up. That really helps the channel out. If you want to help the channel a little more, buy us a cup of coffee on our coffee page. That's always appreciated. Now with that being said, don't miss the magic, don't miss the fun. Thanks for watching Rix Flix, and now it's time to relax.